California. She's the chair of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, a member of the Small Business Committee. It's nice to have you with us. What do you think the lines of communication remain open, which sounds like a whole lot of nothing? What do you think that means specifically? Does that mean we're close to a deal?
Well, I was encouraged to see the meeting between Speaker Boehner and President Obama. I really feel a deal has to be made. Look, by the end of the year, either Republicans have to come together with Democrats and have a deal, or else the tax cuts expire. And who doesn't believe that on January 3rd, Republicans would not come back and extend the tax increases that would affect 98% of Americans in this country?
So the Wall Street Journal has an editorial. I think it's kind of an interesting editorial, and I'll read you a chunk of it. It's a shame that Republicans are playing into Mr. Obama's hands, goes the editorial. Mr. Obama isn't going to blink on the budget if he thinks Republicans are going to blink first. And so far, the emerging GOP position seems to be surrender on taxes first and hope Mr. Obama will have mercy on them later on entitlements. But what is the evidence in the last 4 years, or even since the election, that Mr. Obama won't pocket that victory, then refuse to offer any but token changes on entitlements? That's kind of an interesting perspective, I think, that they have.
And a reversal of what they wrote a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
When they said that the Republicans basically had to accept that tax rates were going up, and it would be a victory to keep them from going up as much as they might otherwise.
Do you think that the Wall Street Journal editorial board has a point, which is if you take this deal now, right? That's really been the hesitation. Mm-hmm. The problem is you have no leverage, but if you take the deal now, you really lose everything in being able to negotiate about spending cuts, right?
Well, I think that a deal is to be made that would benefit the people if it were done earlier. And the incentive is knowing that the scenario that the Wall Street Journal put forth could take place. We need a discussion right now, and we need to have a discussion where we could have sensible solutions with regard to the safety net programs as well as the tax cuts.
What's on the table for the Democrats?
I think what Judy's saying is very true. We're going to get to this point anyway. It's just a question of when and how much damage will be done between now and then. If we wait till next year, what impact will that have on the markets? What impact will that have on the economy overall? And, you know, really, quite frankly, if these tax cuts expire for everyone, it means the middle class will see an enormous tax increase, upwards of about $2,200 per family on average. And that's not acceptable either. So I do think that my sense is, having been around for 14 years, that we will get to some point of an agreement. The real question will be whether John Boehner will rely upon Democratic votes to get this passed.
So, but I guess the question is, and I think everybody would agree on the taxing, right? Taxing the middle class, there's nobody who's standing up and saying, yes, taxes should go up on the middle class. So let's put that in one category. The next category, which the Wall Street Journal points out, is the spending issue. What gets cut? If we have a deficit for 2012 of $1.3 trillion, right? We're over on our budget, $1.3 trillion. What aggressively will Democrats bring to the table for cuts realistically once the tax issue is passed?
Well, I can think of something that should have been done a while ago, which is that there should be a change to Medicare in which we can actually negotiate for drug prices. After all, we do it for Medicaid. Why can't we do it for Medicare? That would be a big savings to the Medicare program.
Big savings to that program, not a ton of money, though, to knock down your $1.3 trillion debt. Margaret.
Helpful, though, that you're hearing Democrats talk about, you know, are there ways of adjusting these entitlement programs? Medicare, I mean, you're talking about Medicare eligibility, negotiating with judges. That's honestly going to come up either now or later, either in the debt ceiling negotiations in February or now, so better to take care of it now rather than have another fight when you're trying to do immigration in the new year.
Congresswoman Judy Chu, my apologies. Nice to have you with us. We always appreciate when you come to talk to us. Thank you.